She stood in front of the mirror, tilting her head just so as she clipped on her earrings. Every movement was fluid, calm, deliberate, like she was preparing for any ordinary night out. I sat nearby on the couch, leaning forward, fumbling with the laces of my sneakers. In my mind, the evening had looked completely different. I had pictured a quiet dinner, sharing stories from our week, finding a little peace together after the endless stress and routine. But all of that illusion shattered in the instant she spoke. Clear, certain, and utterly unapologetic, she said, "I have a date." She let it roll off her tongue, as if she were simply mentioning she was stepping out for milk. For a moment, I thought I had misheard. 3 years of late-night movies, weekend getaways, comforting each other through fevers and fights, all of it crumbled in that one flat statement. "Excuse me," I whispered, my voice cracking, disbelief spilling out more than anger. She caught my reflection in the mirror, steady and composed, as if stating an indisputable fact. "I have a date," she repeated, shrugging lightly. "We're not really together anymore," she added. That casual shrug, so dismissive, struck harder than any words could. It wasn't just what she said, it was how she said it, brushing aside our shared years like dust off her sleeve. That was the moment something inside me shifted. I rose slowly, deliberately, reaching for my keys. She glanced over her shoulder, a faint, knowing smile tugging at her lips. Perhaps she expected me beg, to crumble right there, desperate to stop her. Perhaps she wanted one last taste of control. But instead, I held her gaze, the woman I had once imagined building a life with, and said softly, "That's fine, because I didn't know how to tell you I've been seeing someone, too." I watched the color drain from her face, her smile disappearing in an instant. Her eyebrows lifted, lips parted, but no words came. For the first time in weeks, she had no witty retort ready. I saw it, the flicker of panic, the tight clutch on her purse. "You're lying," she managed, voice trembling, stripped of its usual edge. I shook my head. No lies. I had met someone who genuinely listens, someone who doesn't scroll through her phone while I talk. I hadn't crossed any line before, but now I let the words linger a moment longer. "I just didn't want to hurt you. I guess you didn't care the same way." I opened the door. I paused just long enough to give her a chance to speak, but she didn't. She simply stood there, lips slightly parted, as if she had forgotten how. For the first time, I realized she wasn't as ready to move on as she had convinced herself she was. I stepped out, letting the door click softly behind me. No dramatic slam, no final gesture, just a quiet, almost whispered goodbye to everything we once were. I didn't message her. I didn't block her. I didn't check for updates. I let the silence stretch, letting her taste what it was like not to hold all the power. Days passed. Then a week later, my phone lit up with a single word from her. I stared at it, feeling nothing I could translate into words. What could I say? She had broken something inside me. And even though I rebuilt it, it was never the same. The version of me who would have once chased her had stopped running entirely. I didn't respond. I let the message fade like the echo of a voice I no longer needed. Life moved on. I began seeing the other woman carefully, slowly, without rush. She wasn't chaos, wasn't storm. She was steady, thoughtful, someone who listened without turning everything inward. Nothing flashy, just honesty, the rarest gift. The more time I spent with her, the more I wondered why I had stayed so long in a relationship where I was always on eggshells. Sometimes, late at night, I think back to that moment, the way she said it, as if it were nothing, unaware it would be the instant everything changed forever. I wonder if she ever regretted it, if she even went on that date at all. Maybe she did, and maybe it was a disaster. Or maybe she sat alone, replaying my words in her head, realizing she wasn't the only one capable of walking away with dignity.